Around 1999, I started reading a lot of Colette with my co-director and life partner, Richard Glatzer, and we were just so inspired by her, just this unstoppable woman who was in this very difficult circumstance in this first marriage to a very charismatic but very controlling man. And really it struck us that it would make a great subject for a movie to see how she dealt with that situation and to see how she claimed her voice as an artist.
I thought she was an incredibly inspiring character. You know, she's a trailblazer, and she wants to live the life the way that she wants to live her life. And you know, I thought as far as female empowerment, I thought as far as conversations about gender and sexuality, I was just fascinated by all of it. I think a lot of her writing is about the right that women should have for sexual pleasure. And that's what she was, I mean, which is sort of what the third wave of feminism really, as opposed to the first wave, you know, that she was living in. And I thought that was fascinating. You know, I think female sexuality is something that still is not talked about very much. It's not explored very much. And the fact that she was writing about it at the end of the kind of, in the late 1890s and into the 1900s, you know, I thought was extraordinary. She was living a life that she wanted to live, and she was exploring her sexuality in a way that people are frightened to do, some people are frightened to do today.
It's very interesting that a lot of themes of this story of this woman from 100 years ago really do connect to exactly what's going on today. That it's about a man who's trying to shut a woman up and a woman just pushing through and refusing to be silenced.
To make a film that's as political as this film is, and not to have a real sense of love and humanity and wit and humour, would have been deadly boring to watch, apart from anything else, and to play. And what was so wonderful was that, you know, Willie was an entertaining guy. He was fun to be with. He'd been good to be around, and that they had this great relationship in this initially. There was, you know, she was in love with him. She wasn't a victim of him. They had a proper love affair, and that's why it's interesting, and that's why it's human, and that's why it's sort of non-judgmental. It just puts it out there as two very exciting people who you know, who are interesting politically as well as everything else to us today.
They were really one of the first celebrity couples of the modern age. You know, they were identified as Colette and Willie, both known by single names, as this kind of duo, in the same way John and Yoko have just walked in the room, or Kim and Kanye have just walked in the room. They were the couple that was kind of telegraphing a lot that was going on in the society around them.